Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the Weekly Fix. First of all, we want to thank you guys so much for stopping by with us to get your Weekly Fix yet again in another new week. My name's Jacob. Joining me, as always, is Zane. And we have a pretty short episode planned for you guys this week. Not a whole lot of stuff going on right now, but we have some fun stuff to talk about, which is sometimes the most exciting days for the podcast. But before we get into any of those fun things, Zane, how are you doing?
Man, I'm tired. I am tired. I've had an incredibly busy week. I know last week you were feeling under the weather. I was absolutely slam packed. So we took a break last week and didn't have the podcast, and it was actually really good for me. I was able to finish up some work that I was needing to be doing on some of these other projects that I'm working on, and it has not stopped. So I'm glad you're feeling better, first off, and glad to be
Yes,
back.
yes.
But I've definitely been busy here lately, which has been fun, but it's been, it's a lot. What about you?
Well, that's kind of how the new year start off sometimes, right? Sometimes you want to like kind of chill into the new year, kind of take it as it comes, but that's usually when everything needs done. So
Yep.
I completely understand that as well, but I've been doing great. Excited to talk about some things, maybe have my most anticipated topic to talk about on this podcast,
Oh,
which
of
is
course.
the Invincible trailer, right? But we're going to get there. We also have some other stuff. We're going to talk about the Maul Shadow Lord trailer, which dropped, which looked equally as impressive. We got a little bit of some Wonder Man stuff, which I know you're excited about the reviews that are coming out on that. So, shorter episode for the podcast, but definitely some great topics. So, why don't you say we hop right into it?
Let's do it, dude.
All right, let's start off with Invincible, right? Because I think that's the thing both of us are probably the most excited for cumulatively here. Because I am so excited for Invincible that even if it was your third on your list, my excitement level, the average is so high that I think it's still number one. So, Zane, we saw the first actual trailer for this upcoming season of Invincible. Obviously, we've gotten the Burger Mart teaser in the past, which doesn't tell you a whole lot, but this trailer gave us some real substance, let us know what's coming this season, gave us a lot of, I don't want to say like spoilers, but definitely showed us a lot about what's going to be happening this season. So, what did you think about it?
Man, I really like this trailer. And one of the main things that I like about this trailer is it seems like what we've been waiting for is going to get started.
Mm.
Like I think our complaint last season, at least my complaint was, is that we didn't go big enough in the Viltrumite stuff. And it seems like this season's going to be very heavily focused Viltrumite. And even the stuff that wasn't, I think, is it Universa
Hmm.
that was appeared? I don't know anything about her, but even that stuff seems way more interesting to me than like fighting Doc Seismic again or the Lizard League, which kind of seemed like a throwaway. Even though they beat the mess out of Rex and like the Guardians and did some work, but it really emphasized that hey, we're going big this season, and that was exciting. It did seem to have a little bit of a dark tone, which I'm a little nervous about for our boy Invincible. I don't know if Mark is gonna mentally be able to handle what's being thrown at him, but man, I was excited. What about you? Because are you ahead of this in the comic book now?
Yeah, just slightly. I do plan to be fully ahead of this by the time we get to it.
Okay.
Um, the undertone of it being a little darker, a little bit grittier, is definitely on par with what should be coming. So that in and of itself for me is very exciting. I'm excited just to see, I always talk about like the stakes need to be high. And in the past season, they've always felt high. I always feel like the things are there. They really got high last season, which again, spoilers if you guys haven't watched last season, but it's been out long enough. The stakes really start to feel high when you see Rex die, right?
Mm,
First
yeah.
big character, they start to let you know that, hey, people can die in this show. Not everybody is invincible. And so I think that is exciting for what is to come in the season because now that we know that there is that potential, you're going to be on the edge of your seat a little bit more. And I think this trailer just really starts to nail that home that there's some serious threats coming. You mentioned Universa, which is a very cool character. We do get a couple other little cameos of some characters that I'm very excited for. And then lo and behold, the end of the trailer might have been the best part, where we see the main man Thrag really get his first appearance in the Invincible universe, which was incredible. So cool to see that. But overall, I think it looked fantastic. I think every storyline really is exciting to be finally all coming together, right? Because in the past seasons, you have the Guardians doing their thing, Invincible does his thing, and there's just like not always connected. And they'll try to loop them together every once in a while. When Invincible's got a minute, he'll come help the Guardians and vice versa. But now it's starting to get to that point where they have to work together because they're not capable of doing stuff on their own. And I think we start to see that, Alan and Omni Man make their appearance back on Earth, it looks like. So it seems like everything is starting to come together in a way that they're going to have all these storylines connected, which for me is very exciting.
Yeah, no, and that kind of nails what I was feeling when I saw the trailer, and to hear you confirm from that, that's really nice. Honestly, I gotta talk about Thrag for a second. Voice sounds good.
Mm.
Voice sounds good. When I heard it, I didn't even think for an instance of Ronan. So that's really good for me. I did obviously in retrospect because I was like, oh snap, I need to like think about how that
Yeah.
sounded. Watched it 3 more times, and I was like, oh yeah, no, that's a good voice for this character from what is being projected and what I know about the character. I think it's spot on. And dude,
Yeah, a lot more.
leave no survivors. Is that what he says?
Yeah.
Dude.
Well, with Thrag, right, it needs to be a controlled evil. It can't just
Yep.
be a maniac style, like just, yelling and all that stuff. What makes him so scary is that control that he has over himself in the way he does and tells people how to do. And it's kind of why he has the reputation that he has of everyone looking up to him, is because he's really pretty evil deep down inside, but he doesn't project it that way. So no, I thought Lee Pace absolutely knocking it out of the park with the 5 second clip we got of him.
Yeah.
But the one thing I really wanted to talk about that looked like the biggest improvement just based off of the trailer was the animation. I feel like they upped their animation a little bit, and Invincible's
Okay.
always got memed for it's so basic. They just use these simple color palettes. But I noticed one thing we talked about a lot in the finale was the hair movement, right? We finally got
Yeah.
to see some animation with the hair flowing in the wind. There was a lot of scenes of that in this trailer, which I think is a good sign that they do want to stick true to what they've already done, but they are listening a little bit to like, yeah, you know what, maybe we could do a little better in those aspects. And I thought it looked great.
Well, and as you know this is going to continue for a run, right? It's not
Yeah.
like people are actually tuning in. This is a big community now. And it was to start, but now it's like
Oh, it's
having a
massive.
community of comic book readers and having a community of television watching is completely different.
Yeah.
And so the fact that they have honed in on the people who have read it and are bringing more people in who haven't because it's so good probably opens up that budget a little bit to allow this to occur. And so yeah, no, I think I did see. I'm trying to remember the specific scene where I was like, "Dang, that looks really good."
Yeah. Well,
It's
I
kind
know
of
for
losing me,
me,
but I was
we
I
get
was
that scene
impressed.
where he like goes up through the ship and you have that really cool panned out moment where like the
Mm.
ship's exploding and he's just like got that little silhouette behind him. I was like, "Oh, that's so good." So, no, I'm excited about the animation. I think the voice acting speaks in and of itself. We get another Walking Dead cast member back. I don't know if you saw, but Universal is actually being played by Michonne. Denai Guerrero is the
Oh,
voice
okay,
actor for Universa. So Robert
man.
Kirkman
Robert
definitely
Kirkman.
he keeps it tight knit with the projects that he works on. But I think at this point, it's kind of cool that he does have that
Oh yeah,
regard for people he's worked with.
yeah, and it's always cool. I mean, you think the same about James Gunn, right? Once you work with people, you know they're good. You know what they like. You know how they respond and work. It's just so easy to work with. So why would if they fit the role, why would you stray away?
Hmm.
So I'm all about it.
Yeah. So overall predictions: are you excited for this season? Is there anything in particular that you really hope happens? Do you have any
I'm
ideas or anything like that?
I'm really curious to dive more into what's his name? Thydus? Is it
Thetis.
Thaddeus? Yeah,
Hmm.
I'm really excited to dive into his character because it was very intriguing to have him as the leader, then try to kill Alan. What's going on? Had to be sure. And so we're gonna get this plan on unlocked, and then that end where Invincible says, "Hey, like we got to stick together." You got the like, little robot floating thing. Have no clue what that is in the background. I don't know if that's robot space outfit. I don't know. You probably know, but then we got Alan, Invincible, Oliver, Thetis, Omni Man, and Battle Beast, and that core group, dude. That's just
Like
that
the Avengers.
yeah, that's so but like so much more power. So
Yeah.
I'm really curious, who are they fighting against that group? Is this all the Viltrumites? Are we getting to that point? Clearly not, because that seems like that would be the end of the comics, but maybe not. Maybe this war ends soon in the run. I don't know. That really has me excited for that one. And then I was really interested in the lava scenes. I'm
Mm.
curious, do you think that's Dark Blood? Do you think that's where we're going with that?
Yeah, by all regards, that is supposed to be the Dark Blood arc that we should be getting this season, which
Okay.
comic readers know nothing about because that
Right,
is
because
not
it's
in
not
the
there.
comics. Yep. So that's very exciting for a lot of people. I know that's been a storyline that when the last season ended and it kind of started to come about, people were like, "Oh, wait a second! Like, what is this?" Which is really fun that he's taken the time to kind of add a new story element for those people that have read the comics, just to give them a
Yeah.
little bit more something to be excited about, give them something to speculate on, and ultimately, does it shift what Invincible is, what the comic run is? Do those things bleed into the main story in a way that they just don't in the comics because it's not there? So I think that's going to be a lot of fun to kind of see how it all comes together.
What do you think about Eve losing her powers?
It's going to be a fun storyline, right? Like, how does she balance that? Because I feel like she's always been so self reliant. And was she self reliant on because of who she is as a person, that she knows she's, diligent and courageous and brave and she can get through things? Or is this going to be one of those moments where she's realized it's only because of the powers that she's been gifted why
Mm.
she's always felt like that? So that's going to be a fun storyline to, kind of go along with. I'm excited to see Oliver, right? Oliver's going to have,
Yeah, he had a
he's
weird
growing at a
look.
rapid pace. He's changing a little bit. Things are going to be different for him, and we already saw how strong he is. Is he going to have more moments where he has to realize the strength that he does have? So there's a lot of cool stuff that I think is going to happen this season. I think a lot of fans should be excited for.
Yeah, no, definitely seem cool. And what are those dinosaurs? I know
So
those are from the books that Omni
mhm.
Man left for Oliver. That those were the things that could kill Viltrumites. What are their names? Because I didn't look it up.
So I don't know the actual. I forget the names off the top of my head. What their names are, but there is one in particular that I'm not going to say too much about because it is kind of a storyline for this
Okay.
upcoming season that should be really fun. You mentioned the books and the things that can kill Viltrumites. One of the characters I am by far most excited about is Space Racer, which we've heard a little bit about in
Yeah.
the
Oh,
past
was that the robot looking guy in the back?
with the rides like the motorcycle.
No, in the group photo.
I don't remember off the. I'd have to look at the group photo again. I could probably look it up real quick. Um, but he is one of my favorite characters,
He looks
just because of
so
how he looks. He
cool.
has like the
Yeah.
pistol that like shoots the beam that never ends. He's a
Yeah.
really cool character. And you kind of mentioned, getting everybody together, right? The Avengers assembling almost. It's really cool that all those storylines, like the books and things like that, they're gonna actually be going and trying to find these people and put the group together. Oh, I know who you're talking about. You're thinking of Tech Jacket.
Is
Tech
that
Jacket is who you're. Yes,
have we
which
met Tech Jacket?
we do see him in the last season. He is on
Oh, is
he's the one that kills one of the Mark Viltrumites on the moon. He is one of the Mark variants. We only see the back of his head, but there's
okay.
a photo, or like I guess it is a photo with how Invincible works because they just put photos on the screen and make them zoom out. But yeah, we have seen a little bit of him, but
Okay.
not
Okay.
much, not much. He actually has an
Gotcha.
entire comic run, which is very
Oh,
cool.
okay. Tech Jacket.
Yeah. So he's cool. Again, there's a lot of cool characters that should be getting introduced this season, which I'm very excited about.
It just
Um,
seems like it's expanding in the right way, right? It seems like it's
yes,
expanding up instead of down to earth. Which I mean, how do you stay ground level at this point? You really just can't. So, pretty
yep.
cool. Pretty cool that we're
All right,
going there.
expectations. Is this top of your list now after seeing a trailer? I know you might be a little hesitant on it, but what do you think?
Top of my list for the entire year.
Yep, for the entire year. Where are you
No,
putting it for TV shows at
no.
least, not movies?
So if Punisher Special, I think Punisher Special is my most anticipated of this. I gotta hang in there with lanterns. I'm
Okay,
really excited to finally get some Green Lanterns on screen. So this is gonna be number two for me.
okay.
What's funny enough is I think this will be better than lanterns, but I just want to see it. I want to see lanterns more than I want to see this, and I think that's because I've had this. I've
Mhm.
had this, and I'm really excited to have more. But I want that first taste of lanterns to be like, really good. So it's number two on TV shows for me. I think.
Well, and that kind of goes both ways too. Like, we do have this known quantity. We do know how good it's going to be. So it probably is going to be better as a season because we're farther along, right? The show has
Right.
developed. We know the characters more. Lanterns has a lot of lifting to do that sometimes can be a little boring in those early parts of the seasons, right? When you're explaining certain things that us comic nerds might know, but they have to explain it to the casual people a
It's
little
got to
bit.
make
And so
sense.
It's got to make
Yeah.
sense. So sometimes those early seasons, they can still be great, but sometimes there can be a little bit of those lulls. So I kind of agree with that statement. It is for me my number one,
Yeah,
obviously. Like
obviously.
this show is going to be so good. I think this season is going to break records. I think it's going to be one of the biggest Amazon releases that they've ever had for shows. Um, there's just so much hype behind it. Like in the comic industry, Invincible is huge. In March, they're actually doing an Invincible month. The comic book industry is,
Wow.
and
Okay.
they are doing a ton of stuff. There's a bunch of different stories, like not even Invincible related comics, that are doing Invincible covers in honor of Invincible month and stuff like that.
Wow, that's super cool.
Marvel, yeah, Marvel is coming back to do some Invincible covers. They're redoing the entire Marvel team up. That is Spider-Man and Invincible. Their team up. I think it's team up. I forget what issue it is. But they're doing a whole bunch of new covers for that. So
I
that should
have
be
it
a
right
lot of
here.
fun. Yeah. Let us know what issue it is. I think it's got a
14? Is it
4 in it, I'm pretty
14?
sure.
Is it 14?
I think it's 14.
No, issue number, yeah, 14.
Yeah. So, yep, that's it. They're doing a whole bunch of other covers for that this upcoming month where a bunch of cool comic artists are getting involved. So I think that's going to be a lot of fun. So yeah, I think the sales are the wind is definitely in the sales for Invincible, and I'm pretty
Definitely should
stoked
have done
for it.
that today. That was a miss.
It's there now. It's there now.
It's there now.
But I'm excited for it. I know you are. We're obviously going to be
Oh yeah.
talking about it a lot when it comes out. But let's move on to something I don't think we've really talked about a lot, right? In the
I th
podcast's
No, I think we
history.
just did it on the was it the Disney episode of what they
I think
released?
I think
What
so.
is
Like
that
what
called?
do they call that?
Disney Planet, Disney Fun.
Oh, what is that called?
What D23.
D23. Yeah, yeah.
Ah, I got
That's
it.
we got our first look at Maul, which actually dropped literally at the exact same time as Invincible, which was kind
Which
of
was
funny.
crazy.
Yeah. So first look at
You,
Maul.
dude, you and Jay, you and Peyton were blowing up my phone, and I was at
Oh,
work
dude.
I was in the basement of a plating shop, like troubleshooting a steam line,
Just
and you
missing out
got
on all the fun.
yeah, and I was like, oh man, I gotta go see this trailer. It was funny.
Yeah.
But yeah, dude, first look. What do you
Yeah.
think?
What'd you think? What'd you
What'd
think?
you think? Okay, I'll go.
Yeah, you go.
Man, dude, this looks good. This looks very good. Hearing Sam kind of do this voice, I love what he's done with the Maul's voice, and especially at this, it kind of seems a little bit more sophisticated, a little bit more aged, a little bit more calculated, and I really love the look. And you talked about the animation of Invincible. Well, I think the animation of this is on Bad Batch level. And they could have gone a little bit Rebels look, but I don't think they did. I think they went Bad Batch with the quality of this show, which I'm very excited about, and it just looks good. Talk about characters we got to see, and I don't get to see. I wish I knew more about Star Wars like you guys do, but for you, how exciting does it make you see to kind of see some of these nodes? We may be getting a Darth Talon or what's her name? Talon?
Yep. Darth
Darth
Talon.
Talon?
Yep.
Might be getting her. We got a few other sneak peeks of character. Did we get to see Sabine? Was that Sabine?
That's the thing, right? That's
Like,
what is so
I'm
exciting
so
about.
excited.
Yeah, that is what's so exciting about this. And the really interesting storyline, which I don't think a lot of people realize, is the last trilogy that we got, right? The
Right,
7, 8, and 9. George Lucas originally intended for the main villain of those sequels to be Darth Talon and Darth Maul. And
right,
so there was a huge movement of people that were so upset when that wasn't coming to fruition. And with the new news that we've recently gotten of Dave Filoni is the head of Star Wars at Disney now. Kathleen Kennedy has retired. It's all in Dave Filoni's hands now, right? He's
right.
lost some faith among a lot of Star Wars fans because he came out strong, he did a lot of good stuff, and he kind of just seemed like he was greenlighting things that people weren't very happy about. Um,
I
go
got
ahead, go
I
ahead,
got
go
one
ahead.
complaint. The dude said he didn't like Andor.
Yeah, it's not
What?
really. If you do think about it, I love it. We love it. It's really not a very Star Warsy show. It's kind of
It's
more
not, but you gotta
driven the other
like it.
direction. Yeah. So I think that's more so probably what he's like referring to. Is like I don't really
Okay.
like it as a Star Wars show. Yeah. I disagree. I think it's the best Star Wars show.
Yeah,
Um,
same.
but he has lost some faith among a lot of us Star Wars fans and stuff like that. I'm interested to see with this kind of being the real first project that comes out under him, because even though this has been in the works before him, he is the head at the time of it coming out. This will be
Right.
his first big thing. Is this going to be the start of what is to come with Star Wars, or is this going to be just another animated project that they wanted to do? Because there's also a group of people that are kind of getting a little sick of Darth Maul, which is a little understandable. I'm not one of those people, but if you do think about it, he does just kind of keep showing up in projects, and everyone's like, all right, when are we going to get some new people? When are we going to progress along and move on to another era of Star Wars? But I'm interested to see what he does here. There are some people that think this is going to be the start of the retcon of 7, 8, and 9. I don't necessarily believe that. But it would be interesting if they do start to float around that idea a little bit of Dave Filoni's the head now. Him and George Lucas are great friends. Does that start to become a conversation? I think that's really the more interesting aspect here because of what Darth Maul and Darth Talon in particular did mean to George Lucas a long, long time ago.
Yeah, I don't know, especially with Darth Maul dying in Rebels. Like with him being killed by Obi-Wan in
Mhm.
Rebels, I really find that hard to believe that this is the start of the retcon. So I personally would hedge my bets toward this is not the start of the retcon. This is just doing Maul justice for the fact he didn't get those. And I'm really excited to see it. Like I don't have the utmost faith in um man, just Dave Filoni.
Dave Filoni?
I
Yeah.
I think I think he does some great stuff. But every time he does some great stuff, there's somebody else there that I'm like, was it him? Was it this writer? So I'm just and then the stuff he greenlit, saying he didn't like Andor. So I'm one of those persons who's like starting to waver on Dave
Mhm.
Filoni, like, maybe not, maybe so. But yes, I think this is gonna be very good. I'm very excited for it and just an enjoyable behind the scenes. We got to see a lot of Inquisitors, but that's also the kind of the funny thing about this is that a lot of the characters in this that we've seen have already passed away further down the line. Maul, our main character, has already passed away down the line. Then we got Merrick, the other Inquisitor. We got this all in Tales of the Empire, I believe. I think
Mhm.
Ahsoka put him to his end. So it's interesting. It's interesting that we're just getting this middle story with some of this. I'm excited for it, but I can resonate with the people who are saying, "Hey, like let's invest in some new characters."
Mhm. Which I think has been a big point for us when we talk about the Ahsoka show in particular and why we're so excited about the new galaxy that they're in is because it is all so new. And right, Star Wars is such this big, magical world that when you kind of stick with one character a little too long, it can start to kind of feel like, all right, do you guys not have any other ideas? Where are we going with this? I know a lot of people have just been saying that about the Skywalker era in general. I mean, he got 9 movies, right? Like, do we need more of it? I'm one of those
Yeah.
people. I'm like, I could always go for some more Skywalker stuff, but it does get to the point where like, all right, let's see what else this world has to offer. I think that's why we liked Ahsoka so much, though, in particular, because it is just so much new. Like, there's so much to this galaxy that we don't get to see generally. And so I'm hoping that Darth Maul in the Maul show in some way or form starts to kind of bring some more of those elements in a little bit. With some of the things you've mentioned, though, it does kind of make you a little nervous. Like, are these recycling Inquisitors that we know are going to die, but why was Darth Maul not able to do it? Why did he choose not to do it? There's going to be a lot of stuff that I think comes about that. But nonetheless, you touched on the animation. I forget how good Star Wars animation looks until you see it again after
So
it's been a
good.
while. It is so good. You touched on the Sam Witwer thing already, and by all accounts, he has put a lot into this show in particular.
Mm.
Like getting Maul where he wants to be mentally when he's doing the voice acting, preparing, reading, going up, catching up on everything that is Darth Maul. He has really put a lot into this, and we talk about it a lot when you can tell when someone is really invested in the project that they're working on. And this seems like it is a project that he is super passionate about, which is really exciting that he's getting that opportunity to do it.
What did you think about the saber choice? It seems like he's got his original saber back.
I'm interested. Again, it's one of those things. Are we going to get like flashbacks to the past? Like, are we going to get some stuff
Okay.
that's maybe happening before episode one? Maybe we get to see him handpicked by the Emperor. Maybe we get to see that storyline a little bit more. I just don't know exactly what we're going to be getting with this
Hmm.
one. I do think there's going to be some time jumping around a little bit. I just don't know to what extent.
Yeah. And you had a pretty big complaint last episode. Does this help alleviate that complaint any that the finale of Maul is coming out on
Oh.
your birthday, May 4th? So we are getting a Star Wars finale massive
Yeah.
project. Does that help?
It helps, but
It
it's
helps.
not what it should be. It's not what it should be. We have Star Wars. When's the last time? When did Episode 9 come out?
Oh,
It's
who
been
knows? I try to
been
forget
a
about it.
while. Yeah, I think we all do. It's been a while though. And Star Wars is coming back to the movie theaters, and you're gonna release it in the same month, but not like that day.
On
Come
the
on now.
day.
This does help some. I don't know if you saw the release pattern for the episodes is very
Is it
interesting.
two?
It's
Is it like two at a time?
Yes, it's two at a time, which I forgot to mention with Invincible. Another interesting aspect about its launch, they're launching 3 episodes on its debut. So we get
Oh, I
three
didn't see that.
episodes. Yeah, we get 3 episodes day one for Invincible, and then we get like I think 8 more or 9 more episodes. I think it's like 12 episodes this season.
Oh, that's
Um,
awesome.
so it should be a little bit of a longer. I might be completely wrong on that. It might be less than that. I do know there's 3 episodes dropping day one for Invincible, which leads you to believe that that arc is going to be something that you kind of want to watch
All at
closely
once.
together. Yeah. So that's exciting. But yeah, Maul dropping 2 episodes, given a little bit of what I wanted with a May the 4th release for something. But what
Yeah,
could have been,
help
what
you
could
out a
have
little
been,
bit.
what could have been,
So
though. But those are the 2 trailers we wanted to talk about. Zane, I'm going to hand it over to you because I haven't seen much about the Wonder Man stuff that you've been seeing about the reviews it's been receiving. But why don't you tell us a little bit about that?
dude, I've been now listen. Disney I'm going to say everything I say with the most grains of salt that I can throw on something. This is not my words. I'm just saying what Disney has paid people to review this thing. People are saying this is the best project to date that is released on a Disney platform. So they're saying that this is better than Loki. They're saying this is better than Werewolf by Night. WandaVision, that this is a absolute joy of a show, and it's getting massive reviews.
Is this Disney as a whole or Marvel Disney?
Marvel Disney,
Okay.
best thing Marvel has done. Marvel has done
Okay.
on Disney, and take that with a grain of salt. But I really do think this has the potential for a really good TV series. In the fact of what we're dealing with, a very emotionally deep character who's really going through some things. We have the comic relief of Trevor there that should, if not overplayed, can be very, very good. You get the mentor aspect of someone who's been in the industry before trying to do it. You got a lot of aspects of holding back, and then you got the power of Wonder Man, which is just the most power we've seen, probably minus Thor and Captain Marvel. So I'm really kind of got my hopes up a little bit for this project, and these reviews pouring in, I haven't seen anyone counter them. Now, there's still a review embargo on a lot of stuff. The people who got to see this early have not been able to give their full thoughts, but the ones that I have seen have spoke very highly of this thing, which is really good for me to see. But again, they got sent it by Marvel early. They have a like
Contractual
incent
obligation.
yeah, an
Yeah.
incentive to like, hey, like review our stuff good or we're not gonna send it to you next time. So I understand that, but also I like it's really high praise. Like a lot of times when Marvel like seems to be like this seems like a little fudge review. They're like, this is really good TV, but like they're not saying it's the best project that Marvel's released. So I'm very interested. Very interested.
Now, do you think this getting these reviews for kind of similar reason that we just talked about Andor, right? Andor is a Star Wars project, but it doesn't necessarily feel like a Star Wars show. Do you get that kind of vibe from Wonder Man? Like it is a Marvel project, but is
Yes.
it really a Marvel show, if that makes sense?
I get it. From what I've seen, I definitely can see that. Now it's
Okay.
who knows what it turns into. Yeah, and that's what's kind of really hard about this is how strong Wonder Man is and
Hmm.
how we kind of put that forward in this show. So I'm really excited just to see, and that drops tomorrow. I think it
I
drops
believe so.
Wednesday.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it drops Wednesday. So, and I think it's all of it. I think it drops all 8 episodes.
Oh, I did not know that. I thought it was a weekly release.
No, I'm pretty sure it's all 8 episodes. Let me check real quick.
Well, does that bode well for Marvel, or is that kind of one of those things that are like, all right, let's just get it out there, like just hit submit, put them all out at once, like let's see what it has in store for us.
I don't know. Yeah, they all drop tomorrow,
Okay,
Tuesday. So when you are listening to this podcast, it will drop tonight at 9. So Tuesday, January 27th. So I think that bodes well. It's just so there's this show called His and Hers that me and Chelsea got to watch. And we had a holiday, so Chelsea has been dying to watch it. It's a whodunit crime theory. It's right up her alley. And we binged it one night. It was a great time. Loved it. Stayed up till 2 a.m. Really regretted it the next day. But it played better watching it all at once. And if I would have sat and thought about it and like poked holes in it the entire time, I wouldn't have enjoyed it as much. Like I give it a 7. It's not the best show. There's definitely some like the author of this and like who's telling the story is definitely not a trustworthy source. So there's a little bit of that that's playing into your head here, but I think it plays better for this type of television where it's like I just want to watch the next one. I don't want to have to wait. I don't want to have to get into it. So especially since it doesn't seem to tie into the greater theme, we have a lot of Marvel coming out. We got a lot of other stuff. So now it's like, hey, you can just watch this at your own pace. You don't have to watch weekly releases. Like, so for this one in particular, I think it's a good call.
now you touched on a little bit the power scale here of Wonder Man, how big of a potential power source he is in the MCU, right?
Yeah.
Is this going to be another Gaia instance where we have this super powerful being that just doesn't play into Marvel at all anymore? They're just out there, right? They're just there somewhere. We don't know where. We don't know what they're doing. They're not helping the greater cause here of Doctor Doom destroying realities. We can really use an extra set of hands. Or do you think this is ultimately? I mean, by all accounts, we've kind of both agreed it's not going to play into the Avengers movies at all. I don't think it's going to happen. I still don't think that. But does that raise some concern for you a little bit that we're going to have another one of those out there?
Just a little bit.
Okay.
And the reason is because Gaia and Wonder Man aren't comparable in power scale. Gaia is the most overpowered creature in the entire universe, right? Like not only is she like overpowered and like a high power that could like go hand to hand with stuff, but no, she is the power. She is everything. Like, I'm surprised they didn't give her Eternity's powers, and that show is wild.
She's like the watcher now.
Yeah, she's just a watcher. Like she just transcended to like a white, translucent, shining color, and is now like
Yeah.
just like stopping bullets. I don't think it's that. I
Okay.
think this is kind of, and I think there's going to be like a mental battle for him as well. He's not trying to be a hero. I don't think he's trying to do anything like that. It's just a dude wanting to live his life. The thing with Gaia is like she wants to be a hero. Like she's an agent. She's being used. Like that was her goal. And now she's
MIA.
MIA, gone, She became the most useful asset on the planet. Now it's like, where'd that thing go?
Yeah.
So I think that helps. The fact that he's not like, I want to be an Avenger. Now at the end of this, he may be like, I want to be an Avenger. And he shows
Yeah.
up. But I don't know.
I mean, who knows? Maybe that's how they put an end to the Gaia thing. Maybe he goes out and finds her, and maybe that'll be a storyline just to kind of tie up that loose end. But
It
I
just
don't
puts
know.
her
Either
down.
way, I'm interested for this show. It's still not high on my excited to watch list
Yeah.
for the year as a whole. I'm definitely gonna check into it. I'll watch it
You
probably
said
this upcoming week
you
at
said
some point. I will watch it at some point. Tomorrow is Fallout night though, so that's what'll have my attention come nine
it's
o'clock tomorrow
locked.
night.
Yeah.
So I'm interested in it. I'm glad it's getting the good reviews. Obviously, that's better than it getting bad reviews and us just sitting here talking about how it's such a waste of time. Hopefully, it is one of those projects that we look back on. We're like, wow, I'm really glad we got that. So fingers crossed. I think it has potential, especially after hearing these reports. But like you said, you got to be a grain of salt with this type of thing because you just
Yeah.
don't know
Big ol'.
who's being told to say what at this point in time.
That's right. Yeah, we got a bunch of other trailers too, which is crazy. We got that He-Man trailer. We got
Yeah.
the new Mario trailer. We got another trailer I was trying to think about. just a minute ago, but there was a lot that dropped this last week.
Well, we should be getting a Spider-Man trailer any day now, by all accounts. So I'm gonna keep holding my
The
breath until
fact
that
that we
happens.
haven't is insane.
Yeah,
We got
they think it's
4
going to be a
Doomsday
Super
trailer.
Bowl. They think that we'll get a Super
Oh,
Bowl
well,
one before,
that makes sense. Yeah,
so
I
a
did see
couple
that.
weeks from now.
Who was it? I think Daniel RPK said that it was coming out last Tuesday, and it didn't.
Yeah,
But
I think at this point you wait for the Super
got to
Bowl,
be a Super Bowl trailer.
put it on at halftime. Let everyone get excited about it, get your clicks in. But yeah,
Yeah.
that's the next big one I think I'm excited for as far as trailers are concerned.
Oh
But
yeah.
we've talked about Maul, we've talked about Invincible. Wonder Man seems to be legit. We'll see what happens. But is there anything else you wanted to touch on for this shorter episode of the podcast?
No, I think that's it. I think we're good.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
guys, as always, thank you all for stopping by to listen to us ramble on. Again, we knew it was short this week. We don't have a ton of stuff to talk about, but we have some upcoming stuff in the future. Hopefully, the next podcast, we might be able to discuss Wonder Man a good bit. How many episodes is it?
It's 8 episodes.
8 episodes. So
It's a
should at
lot.
least have a good chunk of it through at least potentially. Maybe do at least like halfway through the first season. See
Yeah,
what you have to say about that.
we'll see. We'll see
Um,
how this weekend looks like.
yeah, you just never know. Especially 8 episodes is a lot to drop all at once. So
That is quite a
I'm
bit.
excited though. Yeah. So, but guys, thank you all so much for listening. If you guys did enjoy it and you're watching us, make sure to hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and comment down below which one of these trailers was the most exciting for you. Mine was Invincible. Zane, were you more excited for Invincible or Maul? Which one at the end of the day did you lean towards?
I I think the mall got me more excited for that project, but I'm still more excited for Invincible. Like the
Yeah.
trailer did a better job for Mall, but that's just because I didn't know anything. I didn't have a
Yeah, fair
sneak
enough.
peek. So, but yeah,
Yeah.
no, Invincible is still more exciting, but the
Yeah,
good
yeah.
trailer for Mall.
But two fantastic trailers. We're kind of in
Yeah.
that trailer season, so you're probably going to hear us talking about a lot more trailers, especially Spider-Man drops in a couple weeks. You know we're going to be talking about that.
Oh
But
yeah.
guys, as always, thank you all so much for watching, and we can't wait to see you on the next episode of Weekly Fix.